And we're back. It's the Pressbox Fantasy Football Show with Ken Zalis, presented by Glory Days Grill. Catch all of the action at your neighborhood Glory Days Grill, where they have tons of TVs to catch every moment of every game. Glory Days Grill, great food, good sports. Hello, Ken Zalis.
Hello. How are you?
I'm well, sir. We are a week out from when everybody should be drafting.
We're getting close. I have not, outside of my weird ones, I have not drafted yet, but then I started doing my calendar, and I have 3 a day starting the 28th.
By the way, when are our drafts that we're
I
doing
sent
with
those
you?
out. I think they're September 3rd or 4th.
Okay, we'll do it.
We'll
do it live, as they say.
Me because one of them is going to be a real problem because it's in the middle of a Wednesday night John Proctor trivia at he hosts trivia every Wednesday night. So we're not supposed to.
That's why we
have,
did Wednesday.
Correct. We're not supposed to have cell phones or anything. So what I've agreed to is that I'm just going to take a tablet and I'm going to put it on the table so everyone can see. I'm not looking up answers to questions. I'm just doing a fantasy football.
I mean, it's impossible for the two media drafts that we do to get everybody together at the same time. So
that's a fair point.
It is what it is.
All right, we'll be talking more about that as the season goes on. Let's talk about the big headlines from this week, and then we're going to get to your guys' questions. If you've got them, get them in at Glenn Clark Radio on Twitter, and we will get to them with KZ. Obviously, last week you dangled it out there. Well, this Josh Gordon thing is still there. Well, not only is it still there, but it's for real. It's happening. And look, I get it. Josh Gordon is enticing as a football player. But as I keep trying to say, this isn't about me trashing Josh Gordon. This is about the nature of addiction. Addiction is a disease that is horrible. And I'm rooting for Josh Gordon because I root for all human beings to overcome the diseases they face. But it's a tough real-life thing to have to deal with when you're considering where you might think about drafting Josh Gordon. Where are you with Josh Gordon, given all of the things we're dealing with?
He's ranked 29th on my board, makes him a wide receiver 3, makes him somewhere in the 6th, 7th round of drafts. If you don't take him in the 6th to 7th round of drafts, you're not getting him. I mean, Josh Gordon carries around a name recognition for those people that are lost after the first 3 rounds. Oh, Josh Gordon's available.
Yeah, also
no.
There's also people that
he'll take him in as his wide receiver 1.
Right.
But look,
I wouldn't take him before the 7th even.
It's so I just did, and you can go see it on PressBoxOnline.com. I just did a mock once the news came out, and I took him as my wide receiver 3 in the 6th round just to show people. This is where you got to get him. He was not going to be available with my 7th round pick. So, look, you know what the dangers are. He played 10 games last year. He had 40 catches. He had 700 yards. He had, I think, 4 touchdowns in that time period. New England needs wide receiver help. They just had, right now, Jacoby Myers is one of their starters. Who wasn't out of NC State.
Yeah.
Remember, he wasn't drafted.
Yep.
Should have been drafted, but he's lit up the preseason. They drafted Harry in the 1st round. Really hasn't done a whole lot, and they have Edelman, and he's back and off IR. So, look, if you're drafting him and expecting to be play 16 games, look, good luck to you. I hope he does. I'm the same way as you. I hope he does.
On a human level, I'm not rooting for the Patriots, but on a human level.
On a human level, right. I hope he makes it back. I hope it's behind him and he can do it. But again, I always go back to this. I went back to this last year. We're now 6 years removed from Josh Gordon being a really, really dominant football player. He was good last year. He wasn't dominant.
For what it's worth, I think he had a broken thumb last year as well, right?
Whatever the reasons are. 2013 was the last time he was a dominant wide receiver in the NFL. He's not that guy anymore.
For what it's worth, I'll play devil's advocate. I'm not as high on Josh Gordon this year. It's not the fact that I'm more on Glenn's side as far as the addiction thing. Now,
right.
I had hoped that it was sort of he realized that how important it was, and to get all, and it might not matter, right? At the end of the day, it might not matter if he realizes or not. It just is what it is. But talent-wise, I think that there's never, even Randy Moss didn't have as deep of an average depth of target from Tom Brady as did Josh Gordon, right? You understand why he's enticing.
Of course you understand.
My biggest fear, realistically, is related to the Patriots offense. I'm not convinced that they're going to throw more often than they run this year necessarily.
I mean that's always the answer with the Patriots, no matter who it is. Look, I have them again ahead of some guys like Allen Robinson, Marvin Jones, Curtis Samuel. That's the area I have them. Have them just behind Robbie Anderson and Alshon Jeffrey. That's the area for me right now. There are a lot of experts, and you can go onto their pages. They have them high. They have them in their top 20. I am not willing to go there. This is about as high as I'm going to move him.
I think this is an interesting question. Is like, if you could be guaranteed that Josh Gordon was going to play 16 games this season, where would he be in your rankings?
But I go back, and my argument to that is he played 10 last year, and he was good. He wasn't great. He wasn't in the top 20 wide receivers as far as yards, catches, or touchdowns. He was good. You're not getting that, oh, my God, for sure, if he plays 13 games, he's going to be a wide receiver too. No, we're not. You're not there, and for all the reasons we've all talked about, and Kyle makes a good point. You don't know what they're going to do in New England. They could run the ball, like you said, 35 times and try to limit Tom Brady, who's 48 and a half now, I guess, or something like that. But they have all these running backs. They still have James White catching the ball. Edelman, he's going to catch the ball. Who knows what they're doing at tight end? They have 10 tight ends, and in week 5 they have Ben Watson, who every time Ben Watson's on the field, he seems to play well.
It's amazing.
No matter what age he is.
Right.
So I'm just not willing to go as high as some other people. If he's there, and like him and Allen Robinson are there at the same time, and I'm like sitting there, I'm probably going to take Josh Gordon because
you're betting on the quarterback, right?
Right. I'm betting on the quarterback, the offense, upside.
Right.
I mean, if he can be a solid guy, I think he can put up very similar numbers and maybe be more explosive in that offense than an Allen Robinson can, even if Allen Robinson's back to full health. So. Right. I'm just not going overboard. I understand the excitement, but again, folks, it's 6 years. 6 years is a lifetime. People don't have 6-year careers in the NFL a lot. That he's been that dominant guy. You just can't draft him like that.
All right. The other guy that's gotten a lot of headlines over the course of the last couple of weeks is Antonio Brown, and I don't. Look, at the end of all of this, it appears as though Antonio Brown is going to play, has whatever the whole situation is. It looks like he's going to play, and I always thought that he was. Like, I never thought this was going to ever end up to the idea that he wasn't going to be on the field. Where is there any fear that you have with him at all beyond he's playing for the Raiders? That's not the same as him playing for the Steelers.
I'm out. I will own no Antonio Brown. This whole offseason goes beyond football. This is crazy clown world with the helmet. I mean, he's back at practice, but he filed his second grievance against the NFL on this helmet thing. Dude, it's a helmet. They're trying to. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
It's a weird thing for me though, Ken. Where I agree with all that, but it almost seems secondary to me. But at some point, he's going to be on the football field wearing whatever helmet he's wearing.
But here's the thing: a lot of people had him solid wide receiver 1 in their top 10. I never really did. I had him in my top. I think the highest I ever had him was 11. I have him down at 17 now. Wide receiver 2, middle wide receiver 2
and
range.
Is that wholly because of Derek Carr?
And this is because he's a great talent, but he was a great talent in a great offense with a great quarterback. I don't know what Antonio Brown is as a Raider. I don't.
I would bet he's still open. Let's put it that way.
I would, but can his quarterback get him the ball? I don't know. Ben Roethlisberger can get him the ball. They had some for whatever broken relationship that was on the football field. That was his guy.
Right.
That was his guy, and he was open, and it didn't matter. Look at the Ravens games. The Ravens had 3 guys on him. He was still open, catching balls somehow in between 3 guys. It's not about the talent. It's about this guy is obviously. Life isn't football right now. I mean, the focus, I just don't see the focus. I don't love the offense. So I'm not going gaga over him. Now, if he's there as a wide receiver too, yeah. I mean, I'm not passing on him. I mean, for me, I'm not taking him because I'm not taking the risk because I just.
So you wouldn't take him in the first 3 rounds?
No, I'm not.
I wouldn't. I don't think I could pass on him in the second round.
I'm looking. Okay, so to me, the guys I have around him. Okay, I'm going to give you I got him at 17. I'm going to give you 15 to 23. So this is the range I have him in.
And this is overall.
This is for just wide receivers.
Oh, just for wide receivers.
Just wide receivers.
Okay.
I have 17th wide receiver.
That's
Edelman, Cooper, Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, Kenny Golladay, Mike Williams, Tyler Lockett. That's the grouping for me. I'm taking Edelman over him.
I mean, like Edelman and Cooper, I'd probably hear you on.
I
still disagree.
I'm taking Golladay over him. For me, I'm very high on this guy, but I'm taking Mike Williams over him.
I like Mike Williams.
I like Mike Williams as a value pick, though. I like
Yeah,
Mike
I don't-
Williams
I don't
as
like him,
potentially
right.
a 5th round good wide receiver too.
Right.
So
that's crazy.
You know, I just
You're
look.
you're there.
Look,
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do. It's. I'm out on him. I'm out on Gordon. I'm out on Zeke. I'm out on all 3 of those guys. They will not be on my fantasy teams this year.
I'm Zeke. I would take
Where?
2nd round.
Okay.
No, in the second round, yeah, sure.
I mean,
right.
Sure. You want to take him in the 2nd round. I'm not taking him in the top of the 2nd round. If he slides, if like you had one of the top 5 picks and he came back around to you, okay. You have another pick that's close enough.
Correct.
That's close enough that you can do that. You just better make sure that instead of the 8th round, in the 6th round, you're taking Tony Pollard just to back that whole thing up. But I'm not interested. I mean, he's still going in the top. You look at ADP, average draft position of all these national drafts, he's still going in the top 8. There's no way he's worth the top 8. Gordon, the Chargers Gordon has no value to the Chargers. I mean, they're very happy with Eckler, and I don't know. Justin Jackson has looked tremendous again against guys that won't be in the NFL in a couple of weeks. But they're not. Why would they even franchise him? Why? It makes no sense. And as much as I don't think the Chargers. I mean, the Zeke to me has 0 leverage in all this. He's got 2 years left. I know you're trying to reestablish the market. They're not paying you, dude.
That's kind of. I just think
they just paid. Did you see they just paid the linebacker
$35 million, right? Like, I mean, I tend to think Zeke.
They're down this.
I tend to think it gets done because of just how much Jerry Jones wants to win.
Yeah, but at some point, if they're going to pay Zeke what Zeke wants, then Cooper's gone and Dak's gone. So. You can't afford all 3 of them with paying Zeke top overall money.
I mean, you can.
You can, but
it's right, correct.
What are you going to do with the rest of your team?
I understand what you're saying.
It's just you can't have that offensive line like you have.
Right.
With
you can't keep the whole group. I hear you.
So I just like running backs. I mean. I love running backs. It's my whole thing in fantasy football for 20 plus years. Take running backs. Running backs are interchangeable in the NFL. I mean, it is not proven that you have to have a stud running back to win a Super Bowl or anything near it.
You're not.
I mean, you just don't.
But I also tend to think that Zeke is. Unique, right?
And where are the Cowboys with him?
No, they've been a middle of the road team. I hear you.
If Tony Pollard can come within 0.2 yards per carry. Behind one of the best offensive lines in football, why are we making Zeke your value? Zeke's value, you got the best of Zeke already. You may get 1 or 2 more good years of Zeke.
He's only 24, right?
Yeah, but how long how long? Unless you're Adrian Peterson or Walter Payton or guys like running backs don't do it long.
I think the great ones do, right? Like
I think we all agree. Ezekiel is a special talent.
He's a special talent. I don't see the Cowboys caving at what he's. I mean, he's not even in the country again. He came back for a day, got insulted because he can't take a joke, and
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was a mistake I think the problem was that it was a dumb thing for Jerry Jones to say right there, because it speaks more to the idea of like suppressing player value, and in general, like, you know how much of an issue this is at the moment.
I get it, but look, I'm not a big Jerry Jones guy because I think he's well out of his league as far as what he does with his football team how he handles everything. But to me, I mean, you can take the comment any way you want. Zeke, who is like, Zeke's not here.
Right, and I get
Zeke's not here.
Right.
He's not part of our football team. He has chosen not to be part of our football team. We're moving on.
Yeah.
If he would like to come back to camp, we'll talk to him.
Right, I mean, you know the reason why he's not there, too.
And I understand.
There's a whole thing.
Is Pollard, because of that, is Pollard your top rookie running back?
Ooh, not there yet. I mean, Josh Jacobs still a top run.
Do you really expect Jacobs to get 200 carries this year?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, in that offense, absolutely. I mean, Pollard would be my third guy right now as far as rookie running backs go.
Where does Darwin Thompson fall?
Darwin Thompson is rising quickly. He is. I'll tell you, my last.
For people who don't know, the Utah State product, 5th or 6th round pick with the Chiefs. Yeah.
Who's basically now the direct handcuff. For Williams there. Where did Darwin Williams wind up? Darwin Thompson wound up 38 on my list in running backs, right behind Kenyon Drake. He's up there. He's ahead of Darius Geis, Jordan Howard, Kalen Ballage.
Wish I had drafted earlier.
I mean, right now people are starting to realize. Yeah.
I mean, look, I think there's good. I think rookie running backs. I mean, it'll be very interesting. Miles Sanders in Philadelphia is going to be a really interesting case because they have they have
100 backs.
Right, I was just going to say they have a million backs, but he's a really interesting case because they went and got him. I mean, they like him. Montgomery for Chicago. I mean, he's going to be the guy. I mean, Cohen was cute for a year. I mean, that's over. I mean, he's not. It was cute for.
Okay, well, how much value do you think Cohen? Where would you draft Cohen? How far would he have to fall for you to take Tariq Cohen?
I have him ranked 29th on my list, so we're talking
borderline
somewhere around
flex play.
Borderline flex play.
Okay.
8th round kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the only type of league I would even imagine taking him is in a PPR, not even a half PPR. He's not going to get enough touches,
right?
And even a half PPR. I mean, if I don't even see a role where he gets 6 catches on average a week. So we're only talking 3 points on his best day. He'll wind up lower after a couple of things kind of settled themselves.
Does Montgomery catch passes?
Yes, he can. Yeah. Like when, right now I got Cohen ahead of Austin Eckler. Well, next week after next week and Gordon's still nowhere to be found, Austin Eckler goes up into my top 24 real easily.
He's the guy.
He's the guy. So, I mean, people get moved down like that. I mean, Royce Freeman, who's battling Lindsey and supposedly looking really good, if they come out and say, hey, we're going to go with Freeman as the starter, he bumps up. So, Cohen will come down a little bit, but again, only a PPR guy for me.
All right. I need 20 seconds to tell everybody a little bit more about Glory Days Grill. Ken Zalis is here in the Live Casino Hotel studio for the Press Box Fantasy Football Show. We'll get to your questions next. At Glenn Clark Radio on Twitter is how to get in to ask them for KZ here in the Live Casino Hotel studio. Catch all of the action at your neighborhood Glory Days Grill, where we have tons of TVs to catch every moment of every game. Enjoy $5.99 burgers on Mondays, $5.99 nachos on Thursdays, and drink specials throughout the season to help you cheer on your favorite teams. Come in today and try something new from our seasonal menu. Glory Days Grill, great food, good sports. When I say that, that's what I mean.
That's quick.
Right?
Yeah, that's quick.
20 seconds. All right, Ken Zalis is here for the Press Box Fantasy Football Show presented by Glory Days Grill. Let me get to some questions that have come in this morning. From Paul, he wants to know, my question for KZ is, lately in mocks, I've been taking Kyler Murray in the 10th or 11th round. A few times, Russell Wilson has still been sitting there when I pick Murray. Should I be picking Wilson instead? Or even though he's a rookie, is Murray likely to rack up more fantasy points?
Take Wilson. I mean, there's nothing for me to say. I mean, I get all the excitement over Murray and what could be, but you're exactly what's happened in the preseason, exactly what I expect this year. He's going to have times where he is fantastic, But there are going to be times that is not a good football team where he's going to struggle. The offensive line isn't going to work out. He's not going to have anybody open. He's not going to be able to run. But someone like Wilson, I mean, to me, that's not a choice.
He's been as productive on a per attempt basis of anybody in the NFL.
I mean, right, but that's not always translatable to.
Well, the per attempt is the problem, right? Carroll limits him.
I mean, Wilson's my 5th-ranked quarterback. So,
Wow, Jesus.
I mean, Murray's 18th for me.
There you go.
So
here's your
it's not
answer.
close for me.
John wants to know, he's picking number 2 in PPR. If Barkley goes number 1, I assume he's asking, should he go Kamara or McCaffrey?
Oh, wow. McCaffrey is my number 1 overall fantasy player, and it's not close for me.
So
And in a PPR, it's even less close. So, yes.
So how do you have your top 5 ranked at this point?
For running backs or overall?
Overall.
Overall, well, they're all running
Probably
backs.
assuming.
I have Mr. McCaffrey. I have Barkley. I have Kamara. I have Dalvin Cook. And I have David Johnson. I'm all in on Dalvin Cook.
The injuries haven't scared you?
They petrify me.
Your motto is hurt guys get hurt.
They petrify me. But he may be in the best situation of any of those top 3 as far as team goes. I really like him.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Campanera was in
Look,
a good situation.
I've tried
stop it.
I've tried
Let's
holding on.
stop that.
I tried holding on to Dalvin Cook in a keeper league. It's too much risk,
it
man.
depends who.
Well, yeah. I mean, at this point, if I can keep.
I mean, again, I'm not silly. If I'm taking Cook early and I'm taking him as early as I have to in leagues, I'm making sure I have Madison by round 7.
Right. Alexander Madison, who's the backup there.
I'm
Not familiar with his work.
He's a rookie as well.
Rookie, pretty good.
Been
really good this preseason.
What do you think of taking Sam Darnold late in a 12-team draft? He is my sleeper quarterback this season.
Sure, as your QB2, I don't think there's anything wrong with Sam Darnold. I think you look at the presence of Bell, and if you still think Bell is going to be a 75-catch guy, and you like Robbie Anderson, and you like that Herndon's going to take the next step, and that they've added some pieces, offensive line, and they're going to be better overall as a football team, look, Darnold could play really well. I'm not in the QB1 business with him yet, but no problem late. Absolutely.
One thing I found interesting was that Tony Romo gave, I think, a quote when he was being interviewed by somebody about how much he loved Darnold and how much what he saw in his rookie year makes him think that he is in for like the type of jump from rookie to sophomore year that only the really, really, really good quarterbacks make.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Something. Jeff wants to know, you keep talking about Austin Eckler. At what point should you be grabbing him now in drafts?
If you don't get him by the 5th, you're not going to get him. So as early as you want to take him. To me, right now, he's still the way I draft, he's a flex, an RB3 for me. So that makes him in the top 5 rounds for me.
How much of that is because of Justin Jackson, where you're still kind of don't know how it's shaking out?
Well, there's always some of that. More of it's on. We're still not 1,000% sure here. We still got 2 preseason games to go, and we'll see how it shakes out. But 5th round is about the right spot for him.
You've not. It's a fair. I guess I haven't brought up Lamar with you over the course of the last 2 weeks. Is Lamar at this point a QB1 for you?
No.
Okay.
I shouldn't say no so quick. He's close.
Okay.
He's close. He's my 14th guy right now. Okay. He's ahead of Jameis Winston for me. He's ahead of Kirk Cousins for me. He's just behind Phillip Rivers and Tom Brady. So he's close. I don't know who I could have him jump. The only person I could move down some if Andrew Luck doesn't get healthy quick. He's going to continue to roll down my rankings as we go. But Lamar's close.
Fascinating.
It's because of the running. I mean, when you look at the running, and if he's a little bit better, look, he was a top 10. He was a QB1 at the end of last 7 weeks. He just was. if he's going to run 10 times a game and, add 60 yards plus on the ground every single game, and his throwing improves a little bit, he's going to finish as a QB1. There's a little bit too much risk for me. I like the steady Eddies as my QB just based on where I want to take him.
He'll probably have some bad games.
He's going to have. He
certainly,
is. But I people have him over guys like Rivers and Brady in a lot of the rankings I see, some of the national rankings. I can't do that. Those guys are steady. I think he'll have some more spectacular weeks than those two, but it's the consistency thing for me. He's an excellent QB2 to have.
And then Jeff wants to know how you feel about the rookie or wide receiver crop. Is there somebody in there that you feel like could end up being a massive steal at the end of the year?
No.
Okay.
I'll tell you right now. Before the Josh Gordon signing, I was all in Jacoby Myers because I thought he had earned a starting spot for the Patriots. But it's you look at rookie wide receivers; they really haven't set the world on fire. And this group that came in this year. The first one taken was Brown.
It was Harry. It was Brown.
Brown was
Brown.
Yes.
To me, he's undraftable right now. I'd take Boykin over Brown if I had to have a Ravens wide receiver right
now. What
now.
about Debo Samuel and Paris Campbell?
Like them both. They're wide receiver 5, 6. They're late round guys that you're hoping can do something, but it's not. If one of those guys is your wide receiver 3, your draft went really, really wrong.
Okay. I
like the talent.
Sure.
Again, this isn't about talent. This is just about, by the way, anybody see Jimmy G throw the ball last week? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he didn't look great. I understand that.
Looked bad enough to have some garbage time, though.
That's true. That's a fair point. That could create some opportunities, and it could end up being worth something. Now, but how much of this also, though, is guys that you just flat out didn't like going into the draft?
No.
Because I think that we all look at, opportunity-wise, I think that somebody would argue for DK Metcalf.
But he's hurt. He's hurt.
But he's not.
He's hurt.
How long? I didn't think that was a...
He's hurt. He's not in camp right now.
And also Mecole Hardman's another one.
Hardman's a guy. Hardman I liked a lot more before the Hill thing.
Sure.
And once Hill comes back, they're kind of redundant.
I don't think they're just going to put as much speed out there
I think there's a role, but again, you're talking about Hardman. They're going to run the ball. You got Kelsey. You got Hill. They like Robinson.
I hear you.
How many? Are we talking about a guy that's going to catch over 40 balls this year? Probably not. So am I drafting that guy? Am I really drafting that?
Is he a handcuff for Tyreek Hill?
It was funny because I actually wrote in the article. I was like, I've never in this mock draft I said I've never thought about handcuffing a wide receiver, and I took when I took Gordon, I made sure I got Myers with my last round pick. I was like, it's the first time I've ever tried to handcuff a wide receiver in my life, but that they warranted it. We usually don't talk about it that way, but I just don't look. I love Debo Samuel. I thought he's a tremendous talent. I just look at that offense, and I don't know what the offense is. They got all these
Trent
guys.
Taylor.
Yeah, they got Trent Taylor there. You got what was the kid from last year, Pettis, who I really liked coming out of college, but he's coming down. He was in early in the spring. He was like rising up draft boards. Now he's come back down. There's nobody that excites me. A.J. Brown, was there a bigger guy on A.J. Brown coming out of the draft than me? He's undraftable right now in fantasy football. So you also talk about DK. They run the ball.
They do. They run the ball a lot, no doubt.
Two more times than they throw the ball. How much opportunity are we talking about?
We know who the guy is.
And we know who the guy is. But it's like, to me.
You know who the rookie is. It's Deontay Johnson, because you just know the Steelers are going to end up creating another wide receiver at some point.
It could be. There's a lot. Right. It could be him, but he's got to battle. James Washington, who was a first-round pick the year before, and he's got to battle Moncrief, who's looked good, and you got Juju. Again, it's about opportunity.
Washington wasn't a first-round pick.
Who?
James Washington wasn't a first-round pick.
He's second rounder.
Second round.
42nd overall, I believe.
Should have been a first-round pick. My fault.
Yeah, that's your guy.
You
love James
Washington.
Washington.
I really like
you love James Washington. All right. Anything else that's jumping out at you for this week?
No, not too much. Just with drafts coming up, and I know because of situations, people are going to draft a week
60th,
early.
By the way, he wasn't 42nd.
See,
Kyle loves to try to.
Juju, who went 42nd? Tyus Bowser.
I don't know.
Somebody.
I don't know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Just early, be safe. in your drafts. Just be safe. I mean, if you want to take the risk, I just saw who's the guy on Yahoo? John Norris?
Josh Norris.
Josh Norris.
Yeah.
He just posted a draft. He went Zeke, Kittle, Gordon, his top 3 rounds. I was like, is this a best ball league? What are we doing here?
Yeah,
he's like, and he goes, well, if you're not first, you're last. I was like, okay, we can look at it that way because if those 2 guys play, that's a beautiful draft. If you don't, you're going to be last because 2 of your first 3 picks are garbage, zeros for the year. I tend to be safe early, and then just build depth. Don't worry about quarterback until the 9th round at least.
I do love George Kittle, though. Oh, God, I love George Kittle.
Yeah.
This is gonna
I love him.
I mean, actually, it's not going to be a problem because I've got the 3rd pick, so, like,
you're not getting
there's no way that I'm going to have a chance to get George Kittle.
No, in the 2nd round, you may.
Really?
You may.
Oh, God,
him or Ertz, you may have a shot at
Jesus Christ. They're going to be – it won't even take me 2 seconds.
I still can't.
I love those guys.
I still can't.
All right, at Fans Fantasy on Twitter is how you follow him. PressBoxOnline.com. You can read all of his stuff there as we are just days away from where everybody should be drafting. And then obviously after that, we'll get into like actually setting lineups, which we'll be doing each and every week on this show. Ken, appreciate it, pal.
Thank you.
We will see you next Thursday. Again, every Thursday morning, 11:30 a.m. for the PressBox Fantasy Football Show with Ken Zalis, presented by Glory Days Grill. Catch all of the action at your neighborhood Glory Days Grill, where we have tons of TVs to catch every moment of every game. Glory Days Grill, great food, good sports. Thank you, Ken. We'll see you tomorrow for Glenn Clark Radio.